It is another nice morning here in Winnipeg, and it's only minus 13.1 Celsius. That's actually bearable, unless you got a strong wind. Now, I gotta remember to keep my happy voice going here. Yeah, one of the viewers commented and he said something about my happy voice. And I thought, yeah, I've been sounding kind of negative a lot lately. I don't know if it's the winter or what it is, but I've got to sound happy and excited and exuberant. Well, then that wouldn't be me, would it? And I like to keep it real. Anyway, what have we got going on here? I notice my blue tack is kind of stuck a little bit to the side of the... Now, I better not start poking around too violently here. I'm going to end up breaking off our ladder. Anyway, let's roll back so you can see how we got to this place. And then we'll be back to the here and now, and we'll remove our blue tack. Okay, now, before we get ourselves too settled in and comfortable here this evening, I think it might be a good idea to establish a tin for putting little short pieces in. Seems to me we did something like that on the Bismarck. On the Bismarck build. Okay, I'll save that for next time. We're going to be needing it back here. Yeah, so I'll just take this and put it in here, and we can just add to it as we go. That probably will not be the first piece, or the only piece. Okay, the camera is right in front of where I want to work here. But the idea will be to take one of these lines and bring it through a hole from this side so it can be sort of seen, and then we'll glue it from the other side, and then the same with the other line on this stringer here. Come through from this side, poke it through, and pull it tight out the other side. Well, not tight, but you know what I mean. Just take the slack out here, and it doesn't take much. You can see that I'm pulling it down, and it's not even moving this davit here. So this easy line is extremely flexible. Okay, let me put the macro lens on and reposition, and I'll come in from the back side, and you'll be looking this way. Now, I don't think it matters which one of these lines we take. Whoops. Okay, now do the same with the other one. Who was that guy that said he was really good at threading a needle and stuff like that? Hope I'm not getting my fingers in your way and you can't see what I'm doing here. Okay, now what's going to happen when I pull that a little bit tight here? Okay, and the same on the other one. Yeah, it's pretty believable. Now I'm wondering if I should take a little tiny piece of blue tack or something as a weight, and just put it on the end here, like where I'm holding on to, and just let the weight of the blue tack hold it tight. I think that might be the way to go. Okay, now where's the blue tack? A few moments ago, I was sitting here editing out those last few scenes that you just saw, and I looked up in my monitor and I saw a rabbit. Now, it wasn't at the carrot pad, but it was running around in the yard, and I thought if it goes to the carrot pad, well, what with that little bit of snow that we had today and the fact that the carrots were almost gone, well, it might sort of think it's out of luck. And suddenly in my mind the sad violin music started playing. Well, not really, but sorta. And yeah, so anyway, we got to do something about that. Now, because I might be out there tomorrow with the snowblower, I don't want to put out any more than I have to, and because I'll be, throwing it all over the yard. And also, today was cut off for the grocery order, and I forgot to order carrots. I should write it on the wall, I guess. Anyway, we're good to go for this evening. Or maybe I should say tonight now. Okay, I've backed the macro lens off here about 2 inches so we get a little wider view. And these lines here, I don't think they're going to go slack on us. I think they're going to stay tight. Now I don't want to pull them down too much because then I'm going to start bending the little davit, which is above your field of view. Now, does it look like, yeah, I should be able to just come in from the back side with the CA here. Now, if I remember right, CA will work okay on this. And the other one. Okay, that should be all we're going to need here, I think. I'm pretty sure I got that back one. Just want to make sure because I don't want to take the blue tack off and then have it fall out. Oh yeah. Yeah, we definitely got it. And then after that cures, then I can pull the line, stretch the line out and cut it off. And it'll sort of snap back on the far side of the stringer. And I think it's going to look okay. At least that's the plan. Okay, it's getting late here. And we'll see you in the morning. Okay, so my plan is to take the blue tack, put a little bit of stretch on it, and then nip it in from behind. Now, we'll do the closest one first. Now this stuff stretches out 5-to-1, but it does still stretch or put tension on whatever you're pulling on, and I don't want to break my ladder off. Okay, we got that one. Now, probably those two little blobs of blue tack are enough tension. I don't need to pull that anymore. Maybe I'll slip the macro lens on and we'll get in a little closer here. Yeah, just for the fun of it, right? Okay. Now, I was noticing when I looked in the monitor just now that I possibly could have pulled the easy line out a little bit more, and then I wouldn't have this piece hanging down. But you know, right now I can't see that with, even though I'm sitting here with my strong glasses on. But and I also know I could use my number 11 blade to do this, except that it's sometimes so sharp that it will accidentally cut on this thing. There we go. Well, the die is cast. It is what it is. Now, Tony made a comment, and he was, well, I'll recompose here, and I just want to try that later. Maybe we'll talk about his comment later. Now, speaking of blue tack. All right, you see the comment there. Now, I would think that probably the trick will be to use just enough so that when you press down, it's not gonna ooze out from the. It won't take very much here. It just sort of has to make it so it doesn't. See, what can I use to just sort of put it on the edge there. All right, like something like that, I would think. All it has to do is just make it so it doesn't rattle around. And you can see that there is a bit of a flange there. And this should work. As far as I know, this is the first time I've actually used blue tack for this. Okay, so what direction am I going to want this after I get it in the case? Now the idea is so that if after I get it in the case I think that just doesn't look right, I can always twist it and it's going to stay there, and it's not going to be falling over. So yeah. So to that viewer, thanks very much for the idea, and it doesn't take very much. In fact, we probably could have used less. So what I was finding was that even though I was being mindful and careful, on occasion, when I had to reach over to do something, maybe turn on and off the monitor or adjust my clock, I was accidentally brushing on some of this really delicate stuff. And we are so close now to when I can start the rigging. And of course, once we start the rigging, then this stuff has to come off out of the way. But well, not all of it, I guess. Yeah, like this one over the stern, that can stay on, and the one over the bow, it can stay on. I don't think we're going to be putting any. Well, we might be putting a flag on the ensign flag staff, and maybe on the jack staff, but yeah, I just want to be careful. We're getting so close to the end now, You know, the light at the end of the tunnel is getting really bright. Uh, all right, now we got to put another ladder back here, like this. One of these shorter ones. Okay, let's recompose and get moved in and see if we can do it. And then, as I mentioned, I'm going to do the other side off camera. But at least that's the plan. Okay, speaking of the monitor, you know, I have not seen any rabbits scampering around today yet. I put out the fresh carrots last night, and to me they look exactly the same as they did last night. I did check when I first got up this morning, and they hadn't changed. Now I know I've moved the camera around, so I can't really check accurately now. Yeah, I'm just sort of wondering if the coyotes have maybe cleaned them out. You know, my neighbor told me that they had seen a coyote trotting down the street here. So when he was over for coffee, so when we brought it up on the surveillance system, and sure enough, this coyote is bold as can be, just like a big dog, trotting down the street, in no hurry. So you're kind of wondering, you know, are the coyotes cleaning out the rabbits? You know, rabbits do go in cycles. There is not anywhere near as many as there was 2-3 years ago. But, you know, enough about the rabbits. Let's see if we can get our ladder in place. Okay. Now, this one goes right here. And, you know, maybe I should be checking to see if these platforms are parallel. They look pretty good to me. Yeah. Okay, there's no little ledge for this to be mounted on. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult. And also, I'm just noticing now that this davit is in such a way that it's sort of sticking out kind of where part of this has to go. Unless, come on. Yeah, it's, okay, I'll swing the camera around and bring you in looking from this way. Now clearly this ladder did not have to drop down as far from the deck level till it got to the level where a smaller boat would be. Now you can see here that the parts are just not lining up very good. The edge of this little platform that I'm touching right now it's sort of being held out by the stringer, which is soldered to it. Now I'm pushing it up against the side of the deck. I'm wondering if maybe fill it up with CA. Once again, I'm sort of thinking out loud here, but this is where it's got to go, and you know, if I have it lower down, it's worse. So it's gotta go like this. Okay. Now I can, okay, where this davit, excuse me, comes down and attaches to the deck, there's a little bit of a pedestal part right there, and if I get that pedestal just to the right of where the railing comes down, that's about as close. That's as close to the gunnel as I can get this. So I think that's what we're going to have to do here. I'm going to. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it on camera or not, but the idea will be to just adhere it like that. Now that's not too bad, actually. It's not too bad. Yeah, I think I'm just going to see if I can tack it on there like that, and then fill in with CA, and then repaint. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. Now I just had a thought here. I'm wondering, is it possible that I have made this wrong? That this, let me see if I can swing it around here. That this platform that sticks out, was it maybe supposed to go in like this? So let me find the manual here and check. Because then it would have been quite easy to fit in. You'll notice on the deck here that it is sort of lending itself that way. Just let me. I'm pretty sure though that I was. Come on. I was under the impression that this thing here was supposed to be at the bottom. Let's quit talking about it. Where's the manual? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it could be that the light at the end of the tunnel is not so bright after all. I have made this wrong. This piece here was supposed to be at the top, not at the bottom. Okay, this is the Tamiya XF paint. That means that with the Windex I can very easily remove all the paint. And then I think I can crank up the soldering iron, reheat the part, and excuse me, it'll come apart okay. And I think I can probably. I'm going to try and fix it up here. That's the bottom line, I guess. That's probably going to set me back a day at least. So I'm just going to quickly try and do that. I think if I don't try to video myself doing it here, how could I have not seen that? Okay, if that one is wrong, so is this one. All right, got a lifetime supply of this stuff. Actually, this was not that expensive. Got it at Superstore. I believe it was around $5. We've had this discussion before. Okay, let me recompose here, and then you can watch through the glass, hopefully, at how quickly this paint will dissolve. Maybe what I should do is put the Windex in first and then drop it in, and you can just sort of see it melting away. At least that's the plan. Well, here we go. I'm not depressed or anything or discouraged. This is actually part of the fun. It makes it more interesting. You know, if nothing ever went wrong, it'd be no fun. Okay. Now we don't need very much. Now what do I do with this? I guess I can just leave it right here. I didn't want it blocking any light. Bear with me. Okay. Do I have it deep enough? Yeah, you can see underneath all those bubbles. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. Oh my, look at that. I think that all we'll have to do is just give it a couple of minutes, and then I'll put it in the ultrasonic cleaner, get rid of the any little I'm getting tongue-tied here. I can't retake this. Okay, you get the idea. I think you've probably seen it about as good as it's going to get. It's just going to get all cloudy now and be there'll be nothing to distinguish it. You know what? I can see the photo etch already. Okay, I'm just going to swish it around a little bit. As the saying goes, that's as clear as mud. Okay. Okay, I had thought we would be mounting this ladder on our ship here and running easy line up to the davit here. Or is it this davit? And we'd be talking about Tony's comment. But we're going to have to leave that until the next episode, I guess. And I guess about an hour has passed here now after we did this. Let's just see what we got. Maybe I'll take the time to recompose here. Yeah. Hang on a second. I guess it doesn't matter if we get a little bit of Windex on our famous green cloth here. You can see how that Windex has probably removed almost all of the paint. I don't know if I even need to bother with the ultrasonic cleaner, but I'm going to. But I'll be doing that later today. I'm gonna take a bit of a break here now. And yeah, you can see the solder joints here quite clearly now. I'm pretty sure this is going to come apart. I wasn't going to video it, but you know what? I think I will. I'm going to, because it's sort of the fun, right? And I'll try and show the solder joints being resoldered, taken apart and resoldered. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.